Good morning, Beethoven Bears. How are you this morning? I hope that you've adjusted to spring starting. Spring started on Saturday and to daylight saving time. So I know you are getting up a little earlier, but hopefully you're going to bed a little sooner. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Good morning and happy Make Your M Monday. I wanted to talk about the postcard I sent you. So everyone should have gotten this postcard to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day, which was last week. In the postcard, I said I can't wait for everybody to come back to school. And these postcards are written way in advance. So I had no idea that around this time we would actually be talking about the possibility of coming back to school. So that just meant that I'm excited to see everybody when the time is right. Some bears are coming back and some bears are going to wait to come back and do what their parents think is most safe. So I hope you enjoyed the postcard, and I wrote it a while ago, but I hope it brought you some cheer on St. Patrick's Day. Good morning again and happy March 22nd. Show off your bear wear. I'm representing springtime and I have on my Beethoven Bears shirt, so show off your bear wear, and don't forget that we're having a bear wear classroom competition in April. So we have one more day that the Friends of Beethoven will be out front to sell bear wear, and that's this Tuesday, March 23rd. That will be the pickup day for 4th and 5th grade, but any parent is welcome to stop by the school. The parents are out front, and if you like to buy bear wear, they will be there. Let's start with our Mindful Monday. We're going to talk about being mindful. Last week, we talked about different ways that we can calm ourselves down, be more focused, ready to learn, feeling safe and better. Those are the feelings we want to have. We don't always feel that way, but we strive to feel that way. So this week, let me zoom in so you can see our focus for this week. We are going to focus on 5 new areas to feel more calm and better and focused. The first area is called Squeeze, Then Relax My Muscles. Oh, that's a great technique. You might squeeze your fist and then relax them. Squeeze them again and then relax them. The second idea is think of 3 things you're grateful for. Oh, that's very helpful to sometimes put yourself in a better peace of mind. Maybe you're thankful for your pet, the trees outside, your bicycle, your sister, your bed, your house. So think of things that make you feel grateful. The third idea is tell yourself a positive affirmation. Yes, tell yourself, I can do this. I do this well. I practiced hard and got better. I am a kind person. Tell yourself kind things that will boost your spirits. The fourth is write in your journal or write a letter. Sure, maybe if you miss somebody, you can write them a letter or write a letter to yourself. Maybe you need to just get some feelings out, and it feels good to put things on paper, even put it in an envelope, maybe read it later. And the fifth idea is to have a calm box. So a calm box will have items in there that might make you feel calm. Maybe you have some squishies, maybe you have a favorite stuffy animal, something to squeeze. So those are the 5 ideas that we want to focus on this week to feel more calm and relaxed and ready for school. I hope that you will try one of those this week so we can get better and better at having tools to feel good when we're not feeling so great. And our word of the year is resilience, right? We know that means we're recovering quickly from difficulties and we're adapting and being flexible. And as part of practicing being resilient, we have to have a growth mindset, right? Not a fixed mindset, a growth mindset. So let's see our phrase for this week. Let me zoom in to that phrase. This week, instead of saying, this is too hard, oh goodness, how many times do we say that? I say it too when I come across something that's difficult. Instead of saying this is too hard, let's say this will require effort and finding the right strategy. that is a much more clear way of describing something being hard. Just saying it's hard makes it feel like I can't do it. But if you say, you know what, this requires effort, and I need to think about a strategy I'm going to use to figure it out, that shows that you're going to push through whatever is facing you that's hard or difficult. So that's our growth mindset phrase for the week. Let me say it again. This will require effort and finding the right strategy. Yes, let's say that instead of saying it's too hard. All right, bears, you can do it. Now, I want to talk a little bit to you about safe steps to safe schools. I had the pleasure of having a town hall with your families last week, and there were a couple more town halls for your parents. So now it's my opportunity to share a little bit with you about how we're preparing for our Beethoven Bears who want to come back on hybrid, and how we're still supporting our Beethoven Bears that will remain online. Now, returning to school is like a puzzle. There are many pieces to the puzzle, and we don't have all of the pieces just yet. So today, I'm only going to talk about a few items, but there's a lot more that I will continue to talk to your parents about, and I will continue to chat with you about when those items become finalized. So for today, I'm going to share a little bit about COVID testing, arriving to school for those bears that are coming back, daily pass, and healthy habits. And as you can see, there's other parts of the puzzle that are not there yet, but they're coming, and we will be completely ready by that time. Now I want to talk about 3 areas of being safe at school. The first one is committing to healthy habits. So you know that means that you wear a mask, and that you keep 6 feet apart, and that you wash your hands for 20 seconds and often. The second area is the daily pass. That is what it is. It's a pass. So every day you come to school, your parents will have to get you a daily pass. And it asks your parents questions about your health to make sure you're healthy and ready for school. And thirdly, there's COVID testing. You will have to get COVID tested every week. And I have a video to show you a little bit about more what that looks like. And I know we talked about it as well. For the daily pass, there's also a check-in when you come to school. We will ask you those questions just one more time to make sure that you're feeling okay, that you have on your mask, you're committed to being 6 feet apart, and that you're going to wash your hands regularly. The daily pass, as I said, is something that your parents can have on their phone where they answer those questions and they mark that their child is coming to school that day. And that's how we keep track of everybody, just in case anybody gets sick. And so you'll get a QR code, and we can scan that QR code and scan you right in. Along with that, of course, you'll get your temperature checked. So this is something new. All of this is new, I know. But we also want to just make sure that your temperature is not 100 degrees or more. So we will scan your forehead using a thermometer. And the thermometer is a no-contact thermometer. So we can scan it from about a couple inches away. And as long as your temperature is below 100, below 99 or below, then you'll be okay to come in. Once you're in, you go right to your classroom. So as you can see, these students, they're keeping 6 feet apart and they're headed straight to class. How can you prepare? So things that you can do at home to get ready for those students who know they're going to be coming back on hybrid. Your parents can schedule you a COVID-19 test. You will need to have a test about 7 days before you come back to school. We want to make sure you're wearing a mask. So you must wear a mask properly, and you must get used to wearing a mask. We also want to make sure you maintain social distance. We are going to have to keep a little bit of distance between ourselves and our friends, but it'll still be great seeing everybody. And then you want to make sure you wash your hands often. This is really important, and these are guidelines that we have to follow in order to be safe. So now I want to show you some videos. I want to show you 2 short videos. One is going to talk a little bit more about safe schools, and one is going to talk about getting a COVID test. Take a look.
Welcome to the Safe Steps to Safe Schools video for families. The following guidelines established for schools by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are meant to help keep all staff students, and visitors safe and healthy while on campus during the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's take the first step and get ready. To prepare for safe return to campus, let's start with practicing rigorous hand hygiene to get rid of germs and stay healthy. Always wash your hands with soap and water for a minimum of 20 seconds and remind your children about proper hand washing to get them into the habit and help them if necessary. Use hand sanitizer to clean your hands when soap is not available. Put enough product on your hands to cover all surfaces and rub your hands together until they feel dry. This should take around 20 seconds. Do not rinse or wipe off the hand sanitizer before it dries. It may not work as well against germs. Since people can spread the virus before they know they are sick, minimize contact with others and keep at least 6 feet between people at all times. This is about 2 arms length away in both indoor and outdoor spaces. Another important way to stop the spread of COVID-19 is to wear a face mask. COVID-19 spreads easily through the air, and a face mask helps stop the virus from traveling. A face mask is required at school and whenever outside of your home for everyone age 2 and over. Make sure you are wearing your mask properly. Place your mask over your nose and mouth and loop it behind your ears or tie it behind your head, depending on the style of mask. Wearing a face mask is not a substitute for social distancing and other prevention measures, such as washing your hands regularly. Before your child leaves home for school every day, another step is to get set. The Daily Pass is your one-stop shop for a safer return to campus. Families and students can use it to book COVID-19 test appointments, get test results, answer the daily health check screening questions at home, and receive a pass to enter a campus. While on campus, students will practice social distancing, staying at least 6 feet away from others at all times. Entrance and exit paths of travel are labeled to maintain 6 feet of distance between students in hallways to limit the crossing of paths. All throughout the campus, 6 feet of distance signage and floor markings will be used to help remind students about social distancing during class, breaks, and lunch periods. These reminders will help students comply with maintaining a 6-foot distance to protect themselves and others from the spread of illness. In all classrooms, furniture is set up so that students are 6 feet apart from each other and from staff. When possible, student activities will take place outdoors. When your child receives items such as food or materials for learning, social distancing is required. Students will be reminded to only eat their own snacks, and they may not share items such as pens, pencils, or other supplies. When your child visits the restroom at school, stalls and sinks will be labeled with reminders to maintain 6 feet of distance. Only small groups of students will be allowed in communal restrooms. Your child will be reminded at key times throughout the school day to practice good hand hygiene with regular hand washing with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizer will also be available in classrooms and throughout campus for your child to use with adult supervision. We look forward to seeing your child back on campus and want everyone to take safe steps to help stop the spread of COVID-19.
Hey kids, it's me, Rocket. Everyone at Los Angeles Unified is working super hard to make sure when you go back to school, it will be in the safest way possible. The COVID-19 virus that's going around can make you sick. So you need to take a test to make sure you're healthy before going back to class. I did. It's really quick and easy. My friend Grant will show you. I see a cotton swab is gently put in each nostril. And that's it. Grant, how did it go?
Rocket, it didn't even hurt. It just tickled.
Great. Would you tell other students to get tested?
Sure, Rocket, because it's really important.
Remember, COVID-19 is still all around us, so your healthy habits make a difference. Keep a social distance of at least 6 feet. Wear a mask and wash your hands. Let's help each other stay healthy and safe. Ask your parents to schedule your test today.
Well, Beethoven Bears, I hope you enjoyed those videos. I hope you learned a little bit more about what it might look like on campus and how those students are making sure they stay safe while at school. And I also hope that you're getting familiar with what the COVID test will look like and that it doesn't hurt at all. And so if you haven't taken one already, you will be okay. But I hope that Rocket made you feel more comfortable taking the COVID test. Now let's talk about our weekly announcements for March 22nd through March 26th. Today, Monday, March 22nd at 1:30 p.m., we have a teacher meeting. On Tuesday, March 23rd, 4th and 5th grade have a distribution day. So your teacher will let you know if they'll be distributing items on Tuesday. And don't forget also that we'll have bearware sales in front of the school. On Wednesday, March 24th, it is our last day for the Edulastic CFA number 2 test. At 12:30, our spring fundraiser delivery will be at Beethoven. So parents, if you ordered for the spring fundraiser, you can come through the staff parking lot from 12:30 to 1:30. If you have your child's name on a piece of paper, then they can put your bags right in your trunk. So you don't have to get out of your car. You'll be able to drive right through our staff parking lot. And at 2 p.m., we have a school site council meeting. On Thursday, March 25th, it is the last day for our IAB testing for our 3rd through 5th graders. And at 12 p.m., I'm hosting a virtual school tour. On Friday, March 26th, there's no school in honor of Cesar Chavez's birthday. So no school on March 26th. And Saturday, March 27th, the Readathon ends. So I hope that you've been reading and logging your books on the portal. And of course, next week, Monday, March 29th through April 2nd, there's no school because it's spring break. So I know our bears are excited, and I'm so happy that you'll get a chance to put your feet up and relax, and as well for our staff. Now let's talk about some special announcements. As you know, for the month of March, we've been celebrating National Women's History Month, Irish American Heritage Month, and National Reading Month. So I have some Beethoven bears that are helping me celebrate Women's History Month from Mrs. Ramos' 2nd grade room 20. Let me zoom in so you can see a closer look at these girls. We have Victoria, who is celebrating Sally Ride. We have 2 Olivias. We have Olivia L., who's celebrating Jane Goodall. And then we have another Olivia C., who is celebrating Amelia Earhart. What a unique way to create a poster of your woman hero. They cut out their circle for their face, and I love it. That is very unique. So thank you to Victoria, Olivia, and Olivia for sharing your women history work with us. Thank you, girls. I also want to talk about National Farm Workers Awareness Week. Since we are celebrating Cesar Chavez's birthday on March 31st, which is our first, we're celebrating it in LAUSD on March 26th, but his birthday and the official day is March 31st, I thought it'd be great to talk about the National Farm Workers Awareness Week. It is March 25th through the 31st. So let me zoom in, and I'm going to share some great facts to you about the National Farm Workers Awareness Week that I think we owe a lot to Mr. Cesar Chavez. So the National Awareness Week is a week of action for communities to bring attention to the challenges of farm workers, as well as to honor them and their important contributions to our daily lives. Did you know that California makes over 1/3 of the nation's vegetables and 2/3 of the nation's fruits and nuts? And California produces 90% of all the strawberries grown in the United States. Also, if you don't already know, there are 400,000 children who work the United States fields and who are farm workers. So unlike other jobs, children who are 12 and younger with a special waiver can legally work in agriculture. Let's talk a little bit about Mr. Chavez. He is a civil rights leader, and he founded the National Farm Workers Association. He grew up on a farm, and his family owned a grocery store. But during the Great Depression, when Cesar was about 11 years old, they had really hard times, so they lost their farm. They packed up and moved to California. They became migrant workers. They moved from farm to farm looking for work. All of his family had to work, including Cesar. He worked in all sorts of different fields, from grapes to beets. The days were long and the work was very hard. And despite working so hard, his family barely had enough to eat. Moving so often, Cesar didn't go to school much anymore. In just a few short years, he attended 35 different schools. He worked in the fields for the next few years until he got a job at a community organization. He became a civil rights activist for Latinos. He started a union, and he was really influenced by Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. He wanted to help the migrant field workers of California, and he knew he could do it in a peaceful manner. So he formed the National Farm Workers Association, and his motto is "Si se puede," meaning yes, it can be done. He fought long and hard for civil rights of farm workers all over and passed away in 1993. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom after his death, and in 2014, President Barack Obama declared March 31st Cesar Chavez's Day, and that is Cesar Chavez's birthday. LAUSD honors Cesar Chavez Day, and this year it will be honored on Friday, March 26th. I hope you enjoyed learning more about Mr. Chavez and the great work that he did for farm workers. And so the next time that you're eating your fruits and vegetables, especially your strawberries, think about all those great farm workers who work in the fields to support us. Our Readathon is going strong, so please keep reading. Log those books, Beethoven Bears. You have until March 27th. I want to talk a little bit about the Readathon and the spring fundraiser. Our spring fundraiser ended. We made about $4,000. Thank you so much to all the bears that participated. And our top sellers are Mavis. She's our top seller. In second place is Emily, and in third place is Aton. So congratulations to those Beethoven Bears. Thank you to all the bears who sold items. Even if you just sold one item, it helped the school. So thank you, families. And for our Readathon, so far we've raised $3,355, and our goal is $5,000. So we still have about a week to keep on reading and getting sponsors. Currently, we have 56 students signed up. So keep reading, bears, and remember the last day is Saturday, March 27th. Now it's time for our Red Apple honorees. Let's see who's getting the Red Apple for this week. This week, I want to honor our assistant principal who heads our special education, Mr. Ponce, and our new school psychologist, Miss Foster. I want to honor them because this week they really went out of their way to support our students, and they did some really great things, and I'm so proud of. So I'm very happy that we have them on our team. Mr. Ponce has been at Beethoven for over 30 years, so he's been here way longer than I have. And Miss Foster's new, but she's so hands-on and doing a great job. So thank you to the both of you. Congratulations. Now it's time for my favorite part of the morning. Let's see who got Students of the Week. I can't hear about who worked really hard, who tried and tried, who never gave up, who's improving, and who has a growth mindset. Let's see who those bears are. Here they are. Let's zoom in and let's hear all the great work that they did. Mrs. Ramos would like to recognize Selena and Bernardo for participating in class. Mrs. Galvan wants to recognize 4 students, Ruben, Jasmine, Edgar, and Sienna, for doing such great work in their small group sessions. Mrs. Mills would like to recognize Serena, who has practiced and learned how to roller skate, and Anna, who has learned how to ski. Both students had to persevere to learn a new skill. Miss Alanis would like to recognize Ava and Riley. These students are wonderful examples of students who have practiced and are now proudly sharing their work. Great job. Mr. O'Donnell would like to recognize Ace and Harley for practicing reading and writing skills. Mrs. Harada wants to recognize all the 5th graders. This week they completed the IAB testing. The task involved being able to log into the CASP platform, sign in with credentials, and complete the test. We have become so good with technology. Ms. Gellman would like to recognize Steve and Apollo for practicing their instruments for orchestra. Ms. Zulo would like to recognize Zinedine for his awareness of social justice, and Isabella for her thoroughness in math. Ms. Andrews would like to recognize Safia for being a 5-star scholar, and Reed for being brave when facing the unknown. Mrs. Ramirez would like to recognize Eden for practicing and getting better in many areas. Her printing and reading have especially improved. Eden also was very positive and a great listener. Great job, Eden. Congratulations to all of our Beethoven Bears. We're so proud of you. I'm so happy that you're doing well. Way to go, all of 5th grade. Wow, what an honor from Mrs. Harada. Keep up the good work. Now it's time for our Beethoven Bears who have birthdays. So big thank you to the parents who've contributed to our Friends of Beethoven. Parents, if you would like your Beethoven Bear honored for their birthday, don't forget to make a pledge. Here they are. Let's get a closer look at our Beethoven Bears who have birthdays. Happy birthday to Victoria. Her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Victoria. And happy early birthday to Maria. Her birthday is on April 1st, which is next Thursday during spring break. So happy birthday to those Beethoven Bears. Now it's time to wrap up our morning. So are you ready? Let's make those R's. Be respectful. Bring that R to your shoulder and lean in. Be responsible. And we are going to do a lot of this. Be safe. And last but not least, be a buddy, not a bully. Because what are we? We are winners! What are we? Winners! What are we, Bears? We are winners! Yay! Remember this week to be resilient, and I want you to say, this will require effort in finding the right strategy. Say that instead of saying something's too hard. Okay, Beethoven Bears? Well, guess what? Next week is spring break, and actually it starts this Friday in honor of Cesar Chavez's birthday. So there's no school on Friday, and you have next week for spring break. I hope you enjoy yourself. Hope you find time to be with your family and do something fun. Stay creative, and we will see you after spring break. Have a fun time, Beethoven Bears, and have a great week.